think some of the data, I don't know which one, but that they give it in after a month. It's all recorded.
You caught me. I was buying the dip.
It's made.
I'm sorry it took so long. I was literally buying the fucking dip. The guys in the Discord can attest to that. Buying some VIX calls and shit too. So, what's up, everybody? It's Marcel Kalinovic, Boss Blunts, hanging out with Seeing Potency, Zensei, Elmo, Silverback, Francisco, everybody who's over here right now. What's up, everybody? Glizzy, it's good to see you guys. Discord can attest to that. Buying some VIX calls.
What up, big man?
I got two streams going on accident. Hold on. Hanging out with Seeing
In
Potency,
here.
Zensei, that's annoying. Elmo, Silverback, Francisco, everybody who's over here right now. There we go. Get that out of there. I didn't mean to interrupt the conversation. We can keep talking. So I just wanted to hop in and say hi to everybody in the stream.
I think it's time to blow this thing, get everything stuff together.
I was finished reading. I'm going to try and find the rest of the information that is actually useful on your stream. I'll try and read through it quickly for you.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's great information, though, for sure.
It's fucking sexy, mate. It's what we've been wanting. Like, this was what Optimus was saying on Twitter. It's literally what we've been asking for ages.
That's big time. It's big, very big. Boss, you reading through it right now?
I'm looking at it right now, but if you could elaborate, yeah, that'd be great.
I'll go back to that screenshot that I put in the thing.
I'm looking at them right now.
That's what I found so far. It's all like legal jargon crap, so it's kind of a bit. The participants propose revising section blah blah to include reference to notifying competing consolidators and self-aggregators in addition to the process in connection with regulatory and operational halts. Those two particular phrases, regulatory and operational halts. Basically, they're going to be collecting data at a millisecond level on what the reasons are for why a halt would be triggered from the institutional side. They have to justify why that would need to be triggered. That's fucking huge.
Bit of a technical difficulty here.
I'll be trying to read the rest of it. Give me a shout when you're ready.
Go ahead, brother.
Did you hear what I was saying? Or?
I caught it. I caught what you were saying. I just couldn't reply.
Okay. The other side of the page on that screenshot. Manner of collecting, processing, sequencing, making available and disseminating last sale information. So they're literally being extremely anal about every single aspect of the sale as and when it happens and having to report it. The participants propose to amend section blah blah to add the requirements that each participant agrees to collect and transmit to competing consolidators and self-aggregators all transaction reports required to be again I'll try and highlight words as I go. All transaction reports required to be made available pursuant to the rule blah blah of regulation NMS, very big, in the same manner of and using the same methods, including all methods of access and the same format. As such, participants make available any information with respect to transactions in eligible securities. That's basically any security on the stock market, to any person, i.e. retail are included in that. where was I? Okay. The participants also propose amending section blah blah to require that transactions reports include the time that the participants made such information available to competing consolidators and self-aggregators. They are basically being compelled to tattletale on each other. These additions are designed to comply with the requirements of the MDI rules. I'll go and read at the top and remind myself what that is, but standards and methods ensuring promptness, accuracy, completeness of transaction reports. So if something doesn't really seem like it's fully formed, all the information, that's going to be reported. Rules and procedures addressed to fraudulent or manipulative dissemination. This is anal as shit. This is, you can't get out of this or get past it. It's scary. This is what we want.
This still has to be passed, correct?
Yeah, it's got 2 weeks, but it's been like, most of the institutions have actually played like, partook in the forming of this rule. And my only theory in that kind of situation is, like they've had no choice. They're in a very sticky corner, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great way to put it.
I would say, I don't know if were you listening when I was talking about the chessboard analogy?
I don't know if we were on stream at the moment, so why don't you run us through it again? If that's cool.
Okay, so the chessboard analogy, I think I said in our Twitter chat, but it's basically like you're playing a game of chess with somebody, and you're winning to the point where you just said check. You're one move away from knocking them out, and they can't move. They can't take any other move, and then this makes them have to reach over to your piece that's going to make them go into checkmate and decide that they want to checkmate themselves, or like in terms of it, because there's another bit about the buy button where they will have to have that data reported and publicly published if whoever decides to trigger the buy button, kind of like blockage, that gets reported publicly. And so the decision in that situation is, do I press the kind of block buy button thing, save my hedge fund temporarily, because obviously if somebody finds out they pressed the block of the buy button, that's going to just make everything go as normal again. And all the people who got screwed in this next time it happens get paid. So it's kind of like, we're going to block the buy button, save the hedge fund temporarily, but incriminate us 100% with complete evidence reported immediately. Or we decide that our hedge fund is going to completely crumble. It's a really, really interesting situation to be in.
No-win scenario.
Absolutely, money. Absolutely. And if I'm listening to you right, Potency, this basically takes all of the loopholes that were basically put in place for the 2-day basically stop trade scenarios as well. I mean, that pretty much this pretty much closes all of that out, right? So they won't be able to do those two-day freezes once all this starts happening.
I mean, I don't know to that level because I haven't read the rest of it. I am going to just like completely dig into this because it is fascinating.
It's a massive document, though, so I appreciate you bringing this up and letting us know about it. And this was just recently here passed, and it's still in the comment period right now, but it was put on the Federal Register on Friday, November 26th, 2021. So it's definitely something we need to be looking into, man. Thanks for bringing it up to us.
Yeah, that Optimus, he's going to be talking about 3 hours after the markets close tonight on Twitter. So if you do want to kind of listen in, then he's on there now.
Absolutely.
At that time.
Yeah, many
Nice.
thanks to the Great Beyond on Twitter and Optimus Prime on Twitter. I'm sorry, Optimus Bob. I should have said. I think that's his name. So, props to both you guys for coming out with these details. It's good. It's great information to have.
Quick. The credit goes to him. I'll shut up now. It's on your stream. So.
Not at all, man. It's great info. Thanks for bringing it up. If you know more about it, I'll take all the information you can. I was actually listening a little bit to your discussion about it before we came on stream, and it's basically saying that anybody who pulls the buy button, like you were telling us as well, is going to have to report it, right? So independent brokers are going to have to report if they are unable to provide liquidity or provide a security and go position close only. Is that correct?
It's just basically if the buy button gets blocked.
I think it's more of a question of when, let alone if. We've known it's happened in the past several times.
Yeah, when it gets blocked, it's going to be reporting who blocked it.
Absolutely.
Very sexy.
Agreed. We need that transparency, We really do. And yeah, guys, I don't know what the hell's going on with my mic here. Apparently, some people are only getting the right side channel. I might have to take this thing into warranty. Who knows? Get it swapped out for warranty. But we had Dr. Marco Metzler on LinkedIn. Has been talking about Evergrande quite a bit, seeing as how his rating agency, DMSA, Deutsche Market Screening Agent, is prepared to file bankruptcy proceedings, a petition directly against Evergrande Bank. This fact that Evergrande has come out and made a public statement saying, in light of the current liquidity status of the group, there is no guarantee that the group will have sufficient funds to continue to perform its financial obligations. So that's bullish. That's bullish. Elmo, what are your thoughts? I'll be right back in 1 second.
Honestly, I've been saying it for quite a while, and I think Francisco, if he was on here, would probably agree with me that I think these are the dominoes that we've been waiting to see fall. I think this is the beginning of the end for these guys, and the liquidity crunch that they're already in is going to do nothing but get worse, and I think we're getting ready to really watch this thing take off. I don't really see them lasting much longer, in my opinion. Anybody else got anything to add?
We're gonna be rich as fuck.
That's right, money. We're gonna be
goddamn fucking rich. I don't know, man. You can do whatever the hell you want in this market, but I think it's pretty clear when shit's out of whack. They're literally stating that this is a representative of almost $24 billion just from one Chinese real estate developer. That these bonds, these collateralized debt securities, are practically worthless. But in the meantime, companies like Ashmore Group, BlackRock, and Vanguard and Goldman Sachs can go out and buy these bonds for pennies on the dollar for 1/5 or 1/6 or 1/10 of their value, and they still are able to use that notional value of those bonds, of that 24 billion, multiplied many times over for their margin collateral requirements. And the Chinese Communist Party is using this basically as a weapon. I mean, Elmo, you were mentioning this earlier, brother. Can you kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah, so the CCP's been pretty good at basically creating economic downturn worldwide, and I think it all started with the coronavirus last year, and it kind of grew into basically attacking whole economies, just to basically try to get everybody down to a level playing field, if you will, from a liquidity standpoint, so that they have more viability to be able to attack countries that they're wanting to attack, i.e. Taiwan right now. They've had their eyes on Taiwan for quite a bit. So.
We're silverback when you need them right now. We got everything going on with Russia and Ukraine and China and Taiwan kind of at the same time. And America's going to get spread out pretty thin here, it looks like.
Yep. And all that's going to do, I mean, what they're doing right now is, obviously going to cost us a ton of money when we start trying to protect the countries that we're going to try to protect. When all that happens, it's going to spread us really thin. So, not to mention we have our own clusterfuck of situations happening right here in the United States.
That's for sure. This Evergrande situation is just one domino out of many that just seem to be lining up here. It's kind of quite. If it wasn't so sad, it'd be more comical,
Absolutely. And the funny part about it is like I said earlier as well, is you've got Evergrande that's due to basically default on December the 6th, and you've got Kaiser right behind them on the 7th. So you've got two of the larger property development companies in China that are getting rid of the default, which is billions of dollars, trillions. So it's going to be crazy. It's going to happen real fast.
So was Goldman Sachs?
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, brother. Hold that button longer. That push to talk button. You got to hang on to it for a little while.
Was Goldman Sachs buying up that Evergrande for liquidity? For liquidity problems?
I would think so, but I mean, like we were talking about earlier, it just doesn't make any sense for them to do it, because once these bonds go in the trash, they lose all of that money. And the more interesting part about it is the CCP has also put a stoppage on the sales of assets that Evergrande has. So there's really nothing. There's really no purpose other than what I think is they were just trying to prop the China economy up and hide this thing just for a couple more days longer. I think they were just buying themselves time. So that's just my opinion.
No.
Absolutely
None of it
right.
makes sense. They're idiots.
Well, here's the thing: is like these banks. It's not even a dumb play, because if they have to go out and buy collateral here on the American market, they have to abide by Dodd-Frank regulations. But if they go out and do it in China, for example, and get these bonds, the SEC is no longer in charge. That becomes the oversight of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC. So these guys can go out there and buy these defaulting bonds that are worth $24 billion, for example, because Evergrande has $9.2 billion worth of Evergrande bonds, and it cost them about 1/10 of that. So it cost them probably about $1 billion to buy almost over $9 billion in bonds. So that $9 billion notional value, as long as Evergrande is not... All right, cool. Sorry, my kid fucking came over. She freaked me out for a second. As long as those things still have a positive notional value and Evergrande is not defaulted, we're all good. You know what I mean? They're going to continue to use that margin, that liquidity against AMC and GameStop and any other short position. Because a prime broker like BlackRock, for example, they're able to use those bonds, even at their full value, as collateral, regardless of what they paid for them. So they might lose $1 billion if this defaults, but had they gone out and got them on the American market, it would have cost them $10 billion, and then it would lose even more value when the market crashes. So it's kind of a hedge and a way for them to abuse Chinese junk bonds in the exact same way that they abused mortgage-backed securities in 2008. So now they're called collateralized debt obligations and super senior synthetic mortgage-backed securities and Chinese fucking junk bonds, and reverse repurchase, $1.5 trillion almost in a reverse repurchase program. So that's where this shit becomes very, very dangerous to the global economies, all right?
They were looking for this.
Who's got an update on the debt ceiling? Anybody know what's happening here?
Say it again.
Get you in here. It looks like Stefan is trying to get in here. Let me see if I can help him find his way.
Cool. Money, yeah, you're
So
right
it
on the
was
screws,
locked
dude. They
for
were
him.
definitely
See if
looking
we
for
can give him
discount
the
collateral.
administrative privileges. What's up, brother? Not much. Just live right now talking about Evergrande and some other crap. What's going on over there? I can hear you, yeah, but I'm live right now. Is everything okay? All right, cool. Holler at me. I'll give you a holler when we're done. All right, brother. Partner, say what's up. Not going to leave him hanging.
Nice. So what I
I'm
was
going to
saying
ask,
too is
see if he